Welcome back to Compai's Expat channel. I am Susua's voice of reason. I am everything expat. A lot of expats want to do a business overseas. I'm going to get into how to be successful.
Welcome to Compai's Expat channel, everything expat.
Guys, at the end of this video, I'm going to give you what I believe is a surefire successful business to do right here in Susua in the Dominican Republic. So watch till the end. When you're going to go into a business, doesn't matter where, doesn't matter what it is, there's two ways to get an idea what to do from the people that have succeeded, or just as importantly, the people that failed. The first part of this video, I'm going to talk about what you don't want to do. I'm going to talk about the failures down here. Now, I get asked this question all the time. John, I want to get out of my home country. I want to come down and live in the Caribbean. I like the culture. I like the lifestyle. I'm just sick and tired of the rat race in my home country. I was one of them guys. I understand completely. Certain things you don't want to do down here because the failure rate is just too high. So let's get into the things you want to avoid. Let me start by saying you don't want to be a YouTube content creator. So if you're going to be a YouTube content creator, it should be your side hustle. For your main income stream, take it right off the table. I'm monetized. I know how much money I don't make. Okay? The other business that people come down here and they think they're going to be successful is a bar. Horrible, horrible, horrible idea. Now, I did do a video where I gave out suggestions to have a successful bar down here. I believe that would be a home run. And if you combined what I said about the crackdowns that are coming in Susua, that's exactly what they're cracking down on, is what I said, how to have a successful business. You know what I'm talking about. So if you're going to do a bar, you better live in that bar, because otherwise they're going to steal from you. You're going to get shut down because sometimes, somewhere, somebody's not going to do what the authorities want, and you're going to have problems. But the other thing is, there are no liquor licenses down here. Open a condo, they can sell liquor. Anybody can open a bar, sell liquor. Hotel can sell liquor. There's no liquor license. Now they enforce it. There is an agency that does enforce it, but we're still in the DR. So it's not like your competition has to spend 100,000 American for a liquor license. It doesn't happen here. Just open up a bar. The other huge, huge, huge failure is a restaurant. Very hard to do business as a restaurant. Anybody who has a successful restaurant down here, I have the utmost respect for you. It's like a bar. You're working and you're living in that business. You have to make sure you know what's going on in that restaurant all the time. Here's one of my biggest gripes about restaurant owners and bar owners. If you don't know how to tend bar, don't open up a bar. Especially in a restaurant. If you do not know how to cook, do not open a restaurant. Because once your cook realizes he knows more than you do in that kitchen, you lost your restaurant. He knows you need him more than he needs you. And he's going to use that leverage to his benefit, not yours. If you can't walk in on that Saturday night rush, fire your cook, take over that line, and get all those plates out, don't even think about doing a restaurant down here. If you're going to do a bar, do a restaurant, you gotta have a command of the Spanish language. You gotta have it, because you're going to have to be dealing with your employees. You're going to have to be dealing with agencies. You're going to have to be able to get your supplies. And here's something else. You're going to need to be properly affiliated with the government. You're going to need a company, a licensed company, because it's not like the States where we have tons of wholesalers where you can say, you know what, I'm gonna go to Cisco and get all everything I need for the month delivered. They don't have that here. They do to an extent, but not what you're accustomed to back in your home country. So you got to be legal to be able to take advantage of that. I don't understand how these restaurants are turning a profit shopping at Polaro. Yes, you can defer the taxes if you have a company. I get asked that they see this white guy walk in and they're like, normal, fractor normal. They're asking me if I have to charge them, if I want my tax charged in that receipt. And I tell them yes all the time. So deferring the tax and not getting your stuff at wholesale. All it means is you got to collect that tax when you sell that product. I don't get how they can do it. But everybody does it, so what do I know? The other thing is, don't come down here and think you're going to be the next latest and greatest real estate agent. Do you know how many people come down here and think they're going to sell real estate? I see a lot of real estate agents living in Albate. The next thing you know, they're living in Cheramicos. They're living in Sosúa Bajo. Why? Because they're not making money to maintain their lifestyle. It is super, super hard to come down here and get involved in real estate successfully. You better, if you're going to do that, guys, you're going to need at least 2 years of income in the bank so you can grow your client base. First off, there's no MLS system here, multiple listing service. They don't have it here. So first thing you're going to do is have to go to everybody that's for sale, sign a contract with them, get them listed in your company if you're going to do your own company. Or you're going to have to go and pay fees to Coldwell Banker, Remax, all these big name North American agencies. So now you're paying a desk fee just to be affiliated with them. But you still have to build up your client base. Since COVID, people were able to come down here and make money selling real estate because a rising tide lifts all boats. So basically, they were just riding that wave. And I still saw real estate agents having a hard time making money. Because here's something else about real estate, selling real estate down here. The gated communities don't need you. They have their own sales group. And I don't understand how some of these gated communities are not taking the opportunity to have a killer marketing program. There's one heading out of Sosúa that kills it on social media, kills it on advertising. And it makes up for the product they deliver because a lot of people, once they get in, they regret it. But the other ones, if they would just push their social media a lot more, they would completely wipe out the real estate agents coming in and selling their properties that they could sell without having to pay commission. I don't get it. My business, I have somebody dedicated just to do social media. 3 times a week, I want to see social media for Casa De Compai be pushed out. Twice during the week, once on the weekend. That's not including what I do on this YouTube channel to push my business. So I don't understand how these gated communities are missing that opportunity. The other thing about being a real estate agent is, like I said, there's no MLS. You have to recruit. You have to go get your own registry. So that means every place you see for sale, you got to go get a contract with them. And the real estate agents here, there's very, very few that I think are at the level of what we would expect back home in North America, Canada, or the United States, because there's no license to become a real estate agent down here. You just show up. I could have a real estate agency tomorrow if I wanted. Compai's real estate agency, specializing in condo complex and MDUs, multiple dwellings units. I could do that, and I would probably do very well because I'm one of the few people that know as much about it as I do that you need to know. But the competition's huge. Everybody comes down here and tries to pick that low-hanging fruit to make that money. Guys, it's a tough one. So usually the real estate agents start failing at becoming a real estate agent. The next thing they go for is property management, because it usually goes hand in hand. I'll sell you the property and then I can manage it for it. Property management is very similar to what I do in Casa De Compai. I have to manage my condo complex. I would not do property management if it was not my own property. Absolutely not. When I had a property manager for my first 5 years doing business down here, I had one condo in the garden condos. And back then, this is from 2010 to 2017, my first 7 years here when I moved down here. I would pay him for one condo in the garden condo, I'd pay him $50 a month. He would get 10% of the rent on a long-term, on a monthly rental or longer, multiple months, 15% on top of if it was a short-term rental, 4 days, weekend, week. Then I would have to pay Airbnb. When I started, HomeAway was the big guy on the block, and I prefer HomeAway. VRBO is what HomeAway is now, or VRBO was the old HomeAway. So I would be paying 3 to 6% there. So he would that's how he made his money, by the monthly income, getting paid the monthly amount, and the commission off the rental. But he earned that money. He had to answer his phone at night. He had to make sure everything got fixed. He had to make sure the apartment was clean. He had to deal with endless questions. I know the questions I get in Casa De Compai. I can't imagine doing that for $100 off of that client. It's not worth the time, energy, or effort for me. But guys come down here, they're so driven to leave their home country, live in the Caribbean, and get away from their former life that they're willing to do that. I say it all the time: go back home, go to work, live beneath your means, save your money, and come down here to live when you have a decent amount of money to live a quality of life. Not only do they got to answer all the phone calls, make sure the repairs get done, now they got to do the accounting. Because you have to watch everything that you get billed for as a homeowner, as that investor. Because I caught my property manager renting out my condo without me knowing it. So I'm getting a little sidetracked here. But because these guys aren't making enough money to sustain the kind of lifestyle they want, expat rule number one. My expat rule number one is shady people hang out in the sun. Expat rule number two is the Dominicans will get you for $100, the gringos will get you for $1,000. How do they get you for $1,000? Because they know how the system works down here. They understand the culture down here. So what my former property manager was doing, he was renting out my property without me knowing. Every time I got an inquiry from HomeAway, he would get the email, but I would get the text with the detailed information. Then I would see it come in through the platform on the website. So one day, I'm real good friends with my neighbor Julia, and Julia sends me a text in the morning. She goes, "John, can you tell your clients to stop playing the music on the balcony so loud?" And I said, "I don't have clients." She goes, "Yeah, you do." And I said, No, Julia, I don't have clients." She goes, "John, you have clients. I'm looking at them now. Send me a picture." Bam, she takes a picture, sends it to me. So he's renting people in my unit, keeping the rent, and not telling me he rented it out. Because the biggest bulk of my client base doesn't come through Airbnb. In fact, I plan to be totally off Airbnb by the second quarter of 2025. Airbnb, I don't need to pay Airbnb 3% of my profit. So I said, no kidding, look at that. So I just booked a plane ticket, went online, boom, bought it, took vacation. I'm in the airport in Newark. And I said, hey, Thomas, I know my condo is open, so I'll see you at 1:30. Don't worry about picking me up at the airport. I got a taxi set up. You can't do that. You got to tell me when you're coming. You got to give me a heads up. No, I don't. It's my property. I'll use it whenever I want. You work for me. So I'm sitting by the pool later on, and this guy goes, oh, so you're the client that took my condo. And I said, what do you mean? Now, when I got there, I never told my property manager that I knew what he did. I'm going to let this ride out. I want to see how much information comes my way. Because there's one thing about Sosua, nothing's private for long. So I'm sitting by the pool, and he goes, oh, so you're the guy that kicked me out of my apartment. I said, how long was your reservation? He goes, it was a 3-week reservation. I said, no kidding. I said, so why, what happened? What did the property manager tell you? He said, the owner said he's using his apartment and I had to leave. I said, well, I can't tell you the truth because you don't need to know. This is a business arrangement. But that's not the case. So I ended up letting him go, and I moved. One of the first things I did when I moved down here in 2017 was give him his severance package and send him on his way. But that's what happens when you get these guys who come down here and you put them in positions of leadership and authority of your property to manage it and take in your income. You got to make sure. I suggest cameras at that front door so you know when people come in and out. It was different back in 2013, 2014. It's a condo complex. So a lot of times they won't allow you to put a camera up. So that is some of the things that expats come down here and fail in business. They want to do a YouTube channel. They want to do a bar, especially the beach bar. And here's something else that's really, really important about doing the bar, the restaurant. It's super hard to make a good quality living when your income is in pesos. I know they say, John, but it's equivalent to American dollars if you take enough pesos. But the best way to do it is do what I do. My income is in a higher currency, the American dollar. My bills are in a weaker currency, the Dominican peso. Again, do not want to think you're going to come down here and do real estate. There's been so many real estate agents down. All these people, I hear them all the time. Oh, I was a real estate agent in Canada. I was a real estate agent in New York. Big deal. It's a totally different world down here. Most of them don't know the cycles, don't know what they're doing. All they're doing is peddling you a property based on the listings that are in their agency. So be real. That's why I say all the time, if they haven't been here pre-COVID, think hard about using them because everybody's an expert in front of a camera, including this guy. So, and the other thing is property management. That's the other thing gringos do to come down here and make money. Listen, when you got YouTubers who want to charge $100 for a tour of Sosua, I rest my case. Where is the holes in the market? And this window is closing as well. It used to be guys were good with IT. You could come down here and make some money. The Dominicans are caught up to that. My IT guy, Adderley, better than a lot of Americans I know. My aircon guys, better than a lot of Americans. My sheetrock guy, just as good as the Mexicans back home. So a lot of these things for people to come down here and get in that niche construction business and make money. That window is closing quickly because the Dominicans, especially here on the North Coast, especially in Sosua, realized they can charge us gringos more money as long as they provide the service. And there's guys down here doing it because I hire all of them. Where's the hole in the market? What are you guys waiting to hear? Okay, where is the North Coast booming? It's booming in your gated communities. Where I live in Hispaniola, doubled in size. Casa Linda's going through the roof. Sosua Ocean Village, Terramore. You got all these gated communities just right around Sosua with hundreds of houses. I've never seen one in-ground sprinkler system. In-ground sprinkler systems. There it is. If you can come down here and know how to put them in, and put them in correctly with good heads, a good timer, with the proper valves, so you the backflow valves, you can make a small fortune down here, because nobody does it. It is such a hole in the market. I would put one in. Then you can set up the timers. They can, because there's one thing about the Dominicans, they think they know lawn care. They really don't. They're good at weeding with a machete. I'll give them that. But they'll water your grass at 12 o'clock in the afternoon and burn the snot out of your grass. They'll do that. They don't know water management either. So, and that's really important, because there's going to come a time where all these gated communities, and I almost did this in Casa De Compai, is put water meters. There's going to be water meters on every villa eventually, because even though we've been lucky this year with all this rain, water's still a huge issue down here. So if you do the sprinkler system, you can control people's water usage for their lawns, and you can save them money. It's a home run. Here's something else about why I think this is such a great idea. There's Dominicans and Haitians who know how to weed grass with a machete. I guarantee they're going to be cutting pipes. Guaranteed. You have it in your contract that if somebody else fixes a pipe, it voids their warranty. So they have to call you to come back and fix it. It takes you an hour to dig it up correctly, so you don't wreck their grass. Pull the grass back correctly, dig it up, cut it, splice it, put in the fix, put it all back together. 1,500 pesos, easy. Guarantee you'll be doing 4 or 5 of them a week. Because in your gated communities, most of them have gardeners every day. So that's what I think. There's a huge hole in the market just for that. But guys, most of the people who watch my channel have not subscribed. 75% of everybody, they don't subscribe. So guys, please hit the subscribe button. Please like. I appreciate everybody watching. Guys, quick video. Guys, peace out. Remember, keep private personal and personal private. Peace out.